What is going on, everybody? If you don't know, now you do know. You're officially tuned in to a very special edition of the HFWB podcast series. This is your host, Clifton Pope, and with me today, I have a very special woman who has become such a real friend and a great supporter, and I support her as well as far as overall everything that we're doing within the community and everything. And if you don't know who this person is, this name should ring a bell. Celina Lopez Leon, right? I had her on my episode 30 of my podcast series. For those who are wondering who she is, she's basically a lawyer, of course, a criminal defense lawyer, who is currently running for the 117th District Court here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and looking to take on that position to, of course, fix some things up within the system, so to speak. Well, Celina Lopez Leon has decided to grace us with her presence yet again on the HFWB podcast series. Celina, it's been long overdue. What is going on?
I know. I've been meaning to come back. The last time I was on, I think, was about a year ago, if not more.
It was about March or something like that. No big deal.
Okay. But
No,
happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me back on, Clifton. You're always a pleasure. I love seeing you out doing your thing and hustling and always trying to contribute and do better and make people better. It's beautiful.
I love it, and I thank you for that, Celina. And I appreciate everything that you're currently doing in the community as well. I always like to say, for everyone who knows me on listening to the podcast and everything, I always like to say unity in the community. If there's anybody who symbolized that saying alone, it's Celina. And I want to ask you, as far as my first question is, when you think of the word community, right, what comes to your mind exactly?
You know, when I think about the word community, I think about family. And not just in the literal sense, as in blood relation, but I think about the way you take care of your family, the way you use individuals in your family with different strengths to come together and work together. And I kind of see the community that way.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And for those who listened to the previous episode before, if you would know that Celina is very, very big on family. Like, I kid you not. When she's not doing all of the campaign stuff that she's been doing on a regular basis these last few months, she is literally finding time out of her day to go check out, for instance, her son's baseball game or something going on with her daughters and stuff like that. I mean, the whole family aspect is big on community, and I love how you drew that comparison because you're absolutely right, Celina. When your family comes together in the form of like celebrations and gatherings, that's how the community should be overall more and more. And I feel like you resemble that the best for sure on that, Celina. And I love that for sure. But overall, Celina, I was going to ask, what has been like going on lately as far as like just your overall campaign and everything? And tell the people what you will do if you do get elected in November.
Sure. Well, you know, we've been campaigning for almost a year and a half now, actually. And
Yes.
It's been an experience. And I say that in the most positive way. It's been busy and it's a lot. And believe me, there's some days where I get home and I'm tired. But when I'm in the moment and I'm there, I'm not tired. I feel good. I love meeting people. I love talking to people, and I've looked at it as an opportunity to get to know my community, to get to know the people around me, our beautiful city, our whole county, the cities surrounding our city, the individuals who are leaders in this community, who run nonprofits, who run their own businesses. And there are a lot of beautiful people in our community that are doing good things every day. And making those connections has been such a treasure. Um, I can't even put into words how great it's been, and I'm so very grateful for that. Coming up in November, and actually October 24th is early voting. I am.
So get out there and go vote, y'all. You better start
Yes,
early.
it's actually in less than a week from yesterday. Early voting begins, and it's for 2 weeks, and then election day um, is on November 8th. So
Yes.
if I have the honor and privilege of assuming this position, I cannot wait to be a servant of the community, to serve the public, and because that's what this is about.
Yes.
There are a lot of times when individuals get into positions, and I'm not talking about necessarily just judges or just judges. I mean, there's people like this everywhere running for
Right.
positions all over the country, politicians.
Mm-hmm.
They may have their own reasons for running, and maybe they are solid, good reasons and good people wanting to get in these positions, but sometimes there's a point that comes across, a point in their life when they decide that they're doing this, everything that they do is with a purpose to get reelected, or it's about them. And
Yeah.
I don't ever want to get there, and I won't, because you have to be cognizant every day of why you're there and what the purpose of the job is, and that's to serve. And if you do that, and you do it for the right reasons, and you take it seriously every day, I think that's going to shine and show through, and people see that. And then, you know what? You don't have to work hard when you're trying to get reelected. They're going to want to vote for you.
Mm-hmm. And I agree. And it's just about getting people to go out there and vote for the people who are really out there and trying to make a difference. Because when we put those people who are trying to make a difference in positions of power, that's when evolution of just not only just your cities, counties, states, communities, that's how the world can change. It's just all about trying to put people out there to make a difference. And me and Celina encourage y'all to get out there, vote. Most importantly, vote for Miss Celina Lopez Leon, because I could personally say from seeing her out and about in the community, there is nobody who I think is more consistent than she is. And I personally recommend y'all follow her journey and just go and re-listen to episode 30 of the podcast series to really understand what her overall journey is. I mean, come on. The woman literally did a big case while she was 8.5 months pregnant, doing all of that just to serve her community. If that doesn't say sacrifices must be made, then I don't know what else is. That still dawns on me every time I even think about it, and that's why I always applaud her efforts, which is why I want to ask you, Celina, what does the power of the vote mean to you, most importantly, and overall in general, just for the community's sake?
Sure. It means everything. Without the votes, we don't have a democracy. We don't have people elected to positions. There are so many times, especially if it's not a presidential year, people get apathetic. They may not care as much, and they kind of want to sit back, and they think, oh, my vote, it's just one vote. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Well, every vote counts. If every single person thought that way, nobody would go to the polls. And then we don't have people in these positions that are representative of our community. And we need people in power who are representative of the people and who have the people in mind with what they want to do. So that's so important. Everybody's voice matters. Everybody counts. Everybody needs to go vote. The beautiful thing is, it doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you have, what race you are. Your vote counts just as much as somebody living on Ocean Drive. You know, you're equal under the law. Your votes are equal. Right. So everybody's got that power within them. Absolutely. It's so important.
Yes. And we're about to switch things up a little bit here, Celina. We're going to do a little bit of the HFWB's podcast version of get to know the candidate. This is a first installment. I literally was just thinking about this right now as you were just finishing up saying what you were just saying. So we're going to give the people the opportunity, Celina, to get to know you a little bit more as a person, kind of like a quick little summary, so to speak, on, of course, why they should vote, and most importantly, vote for yourself. So, Celina, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would be the best way you would describe yourself, and at the same time, how have other people described you as far as in the best 3 words you could think of?
Genuine, passionate, and dedicated. I would say those 3 things, and honest, if I could put 4. That's all those traits are important to me in a way that I try to live my life in general, way before I even thought about running for judge. And I believe it's so important to look at the candidates that are running for office and see what kind of people they are, because the way you live your life, that's the way you're probably going to act when you're in that particular position. You got to be a good person. You got to be doing things for the right reasons, and people should look at a closer look of, what kind of person is he or she that I'm about to vote for, because that's a huge indicator of how they might be in their position.
Those are great answers, and those are some of the answers I would best describe you as well. That, and I'll throw in one more: consistent. Because, like I said, you're probably one of the most consistent people that I know, Celina, and you inspire me to even be more consistent in what I do, and I love that. I really do. I'm going to throw in a little either or in here on top of this. If you have to choose 2 things, respect or loyalty, which would you choose?
Ooh, is this like I'm on the receiving end of the respect, or I'm giving the respect?
I like how you twisted that up. It can be either or, just in general, really.
God, I would have to say, I guess I would choose respect. All my life I've gravitated to these leadership positions in whatever it is that I do. If it's a recreational club, or whatever. I was in a music service sorority in college. I always gravitate to these leadership positions, and I feel that because I am inherently a leader. I have a personality, and one of the reasons why I'm able to be an effective leader is because I respect the individuals that I'm leading. As a leader, you're nobody without the people that you serve. And a leader is not somebody that's sticking up above the rest of the pack. It's somebody that's under your pack, pushing them to help them be better. And when you show respect to the individuals that you lead, they show that respect right back to you, if not even more. And you need to respect the individuals that you lead, and because it gives you perspective. If you're able to respect those individuals, take their opinions into consideration, talk to them about issues, and use that when you're making decisions for the group. It's all about respect.
I hear you on that, Celina, and I agree with everything you just said overall. If you were like, say for instance, Celina, I'm going to throw a scenario at you. If you were stuck on an island, right, and if you had the opportunity to listen to 5 of your favorite music albums for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Oh, I'd have to go with some old school Mariah. Maybe her like Butterfly. I'm talking like the good stuff. Oh, geez. Enrique Iglesias is like one of my all-time favorites. So probably him. All of his albums I love. Let me think. I gotta go with our home-owned Celina. obviously. Um,
Rest in peace.
yes. And then, oh, old school George Strait. Love
Mm.
me some old school George Strait. And for my last one, I'd pick Lionel Richie. My
Ooh.
husband and I have seen him in concert twice. He's still got it going on, I will tell you. He's super entertaining, so good. I love all his music. One of our wedding song was actually one of his songs. So we
Mm. There you go, y'all. That gives you more of a reason to vote for Celina Lopez Leon. She has Lionel Richie playing in the background, even on her special day for true love. Well, there you go on the HFWB podcast series, pulling out fun facts here. That's what it's all about. Um, would you pick out of these two things, tacos or burgers?
ooh, probably tacos. There's so many different variations and things you can do. Well, same with burger, I suppose, but I'm not a big red meat eater, even though you can make burgers with, I make turkey burgers, for instance, but probably
Okay,
tacos.
I got you. I got you. Pizza or hot dogs?
Pizza.
Um, when it comes to water, hot or cold?
Cold. Wait, are we talking about to take a shower or to drink?
Ooh, that's a good question. Just in general, really, Selena.
Drinking cold. If I'm taking a shower, it's hot.
Good, great answer. Great answer. Lemonade or tea?
Tea. Unsweet with a sweet and low.
Yes, yes, indeed. For those who want to know even a little bit more about you, since we know that you're into sports based on your children and everything, who are some of your favorite sports teams to root for?
Oh, I gotta go with your. These are gonna sound like typical South Texas, but your Astros, your Spurs, and your Dallas Cowboys.
There's really, yeah, it is a little bit South Texas, but hey, we're in Texas. That's pretty much generic at this point, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to wrap everything up here on a little bit of a serious note, I have a few more questions, Selena. I want to ask you, as far as within your overall journey, who have been some of the most major people who influenced you into making Celina Lopez Leon the woman she is today?
Probably I would say my parents, my mom, in particular, um, and her mom, my Momo, my grandma, I would call her Momo. Um,
Hmm.
just the work ethic, and the perception that you give it your all, you do good, do what is right, be honest, work hard, dedicate yourself, and you're gonna succeed.
I got you. I got you. If you had to define a leader in your own words, Selena, how would you define it?
A leader is somebody who serves whoever they're leading. Your job is to lift those people up, to pump them up, and you know what? You take responsibility for the individuals you lead whenever something goes astray. And when something is good, you give the credit to the people that you're leading.
I got you. That's a great answer, actually, and that's what a leader should be all about at the end of the day. My last question is actually quite simple, Selena. As far as within this overall journey, what is simply basically the overall message that you want to leave, win or lose, regardless of what you're doing? And for those who are listening, what would you tell them as far as how you have the overall blueprint and stuff? And your formula to success, I should say.
Um, I feel that if you stay true to yourself and be genuine, it's hard to run for office. I'm not a politician. I'm not used to the political scene. But one thing I have always told myself is be true to who you are and why you're doing this, and continue with that mindset, no matter what people are telling you. Or a lot of people get in your ear and say, "Don't do this or do that." don't do that, do this. And, I take that all into consideration. There's a lot of people that are more knowledgeable in politics than I am. They've been in it. So I always take that into consideration. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with my gut and how I feel is the right thing to do. And that's how, like I said, I've tried to live my life. What I want people to take away from this and to know is that district court judges are district courts are the premier trial courts in Nueces County, the primary trial courts, rather. And you got to have somebody in that position who is familiar and experienced with trials. And I am the only candidate with trial experience, any significant trial experience. I'm the only trial lawyer running for this position. And you've got to have somebody that has knowledge about litigating the types of cases that you would preside over. Because district courts hear cases of the most serious nature for felony criminal cases. These are cases where you send people to prison, all the way up to capital murder. That's the majority of types of cases you hear. And then the other part is your divorce, your family law, divorce, child custody cases, as well as your other could be personal injury type cases, tax cases, forfeitures, things like that. But I have experience with all those types of cases and going to trial in district court on not only criminal cases, but civil as well. I have dozens of trials under my belt. There's no job that's too big or too small for me. I will dedicate myself. If I don't know how to do something, I'm going to find out how to do it. But I am absolutely the most experienced person for this position. And these are people's lives we're talking about. It's imperative that we have somebody with experience.
And that's one thing for sure. It's like you always like to say, Celina, within your slogan, you're the defenders of the accused, and you're trying to give those people a voice because they have a voice that needs to be heard as well. And that's one of the reasons why I love you and respect everything that you continue to do on a regular basis. But overall, Celina, let the people know, first off, where they can get in contact with you. And second, let them know where, when, how they can vote for you.
Okay, so you can contact me, find me on Facebook. My handle is at Celina for Judge, CELINA for FOR Judge. You can also email me at celinaforjudge@gmail.com or shoot me a message on Messenger on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram under Celina for Judge as well. You can vote starting October 24th at any of the locations. They're all listed on the Nueces County website. The main ones are ones that you see on a regular basis during election times are going to be your Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center next to the mall. You're going to see Greenwood Library is always a voting center. Veterans Memorial High School is a voting center. The courthouse, of course, the Valencia. You've got Hilltop Community Center. You've got there's a ton of different places. You can go to any of the locations. Go to the Nueces County Clerk website. Has them all listed there. I'll also post it on my page so everybody can see all the voting locations. But early voting is October 25th to November 4th, and Election Day is November 8th.
And that's pretty much all there is to it, y'all. Basically, get out there, vote, make a difference like myself and Celina are encouraging you to do. And go out there and please vote for Celina for Judge, as she always says, because like she just explained it herself, who doesn't love people in positions of power who have experience knowing exactly what they're doing? And if you want people like that, and on top of making a difference and bringing people together, there shouldn't even be a question. Go vote for Celina Lopez Leon for Judge of the 117th District Court, and at the same time, use your gut feeling on basically voting for the people who are willing to make a difference and who have common sense. And that's basically how I want to end this episode of the HFWB podcast series. Celina, thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule just to bless us with another appearance on the HFWB podcast series. This has been a wonderful time, like always.
Thank you, Clifton. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, and for everybody who's listening to the HFWB podcast series, this is your host, Clifton Pope, and I encourage y'all to stay healthy, wealthy, and blessed, And until next time, everybody, peace and love.